that. I hate that. Every time I do it, I hate it. Yeah, just stop. Okay, this video, can you see my eyes? This video is all over the place. It has no theme. It has no structure. It's me just trying to start a video and then progressively just not filming, but yapping. It is what it is. Have a good time, I guess. We talk about just friends, Ruthless Boys, Lights Out again. You know what? Have a good time. Have a good time. We also celebrate this little one's got you day. Okay. Enjoy.
Trees aren't green, the ocean is gray, sky is a vague blue, come my way. My room is a mess, it could use a hand. My favorite TV shows to capture in.
Guys, I'm pulling up my stool. Okay, I don't have social media, so keep this in mind when I start going on about this. I'm in a group chat with people I don't even really know. They're like my friends' friends. And they were talking about this, and I was like, no. See, my response, I'm not prepared for her to re-enter society. And then they texted, that was like yesterday. They texted, it is, at the time, 6:52, and said, she's on at 7. I can't handle it. I'm too emotionally feeble right now. I feel like my mental state and my anxiety was doing so good like a month ago, and now it's trash. And Jeanette comes out of the world's longest hibernation at like the worst or maybe best time. She could ruin me. I'm so terrified. She's like a huge reason that I want to be a writer. She is the reason why I like believe in love, that asshole. Oh my gosh. I can't do this. I can't. I also like get like fear about watching interviews or consuming any media for like authors and books outside of the actual like book, because I'm terrified. And I like gatekeep like insanely famous things. Like, no, nobody else can know about it. It's literally everybody knows about Sarah J. Maas. I'm terrified. And like, you know, I was like, I'm like rereading ACOTAR right now. I'm like literally reading it yesterday. I can't handle this. I cannot handle her destroying me. I'm so scared. Oh my gosh. This is my favorite author, by the way. Like, I know that I say I love blah, 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 blah. I love Sarah J. Maas. And the fact that she's still my favorite author and just has been for like 2 years and is still right here. She lives right behind the arch of my eyebrows. I'm so scared, and I have to go to my parents' house for my stepdad's birthday, and I can't sit down and just watch it. Ah!
Or had more people asking me, okay, so like, if I buy my own plane ticket, could I just fly in, like, sit in the corner and just like maybe meet her and like, stop it, guys? No, never had more people.
Same with you. My friends who like don't give a shit like what I.
Two? Oh god. I'm like, I'm terrified, for one. And at first when she was saying, like, she was doing them so close together, I was like, okay, is this a novella and then a book, or a book and then a novella? Kind of like she did with Frost and Starlight. But then when she was talking about how long they were and everything, these are like full-size books. And I was like, why are you doing them so close together? And then she explained it. I love this moment. I have such a crush on her. Oh my gosh. I'm not well. I'm absolutely terrified. I was telling my mom, I was like, other books that I've read them, even if it took me a year or two to get through a series, like I read them, you know, blah, blah, blah. ACOTAR was one of the first books that I really, really read when I got into reading. It literally changed my, and it sounds so, it changed my like life and the way that I look at things. It is a blueprint for a lot of things for me. It literally, According to Miss My Fury, literally made me believe in true love, which unfortunately I've had my heart broken since then, and now I have no idea how I feel about that. But I'm actually rereading the series right now, which is insane timing, and that's great. That's so great. But honestly, in this interview, kind of hearing too how it like, and as a writer who kind of is marrying a lot of emotions into characters, and it's not copy and paste of me, but I'm feeding my writing from these feelings, being able to go back and read ACOTAR and knowing more like where she was mentally and like in her own health and everything in these moments, I'm like, oh gosh. But what I was saying was, I was telling my mom is like, I've waited 5 years for the next ACOTAR book to come out. So not only have I gone through and read all these characters and already been attached to them, but it's been 5 years that I've been waiting to be with them again. And so it's not just like start to finish a series in a year or two and I can like separate, like I can move on with my life after the book is like, if something happens to these characters, I will not be okay. I'm insane. Oh my gosh. I'm not well. I really think, I'm calling it now. I'm pretty sure it was confirmed at one point the next book was Azrael, but I think we are obviously going to get a lot more information about him because there's so many unanswered questions about him. But when Sarah was saying that these books were so long, it's being divided up into multiple parts. I think we're really diving into like ACOTAR is at the center of like the other series that she has, whether they were actually connected or not, but confirmed they are, hello. There are so many unanswered things that are attached to this series and like the characters that we don't know that much about. I feel like this is really going to go into that. I think we're going to get a lot of information about like the past. Like Azrael's mom is still alive, isn't she? What about Reese's sister? I'm gonna be reeling until October, and then again in January, and then I'm gonna reel after that. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I am less than 100 pages done left. I have less than 100 pages left in Just Friends. Sorry, before I go on my own little tangent, I think it's cute. I'm liking it. I feel like because I don't know Haley so thoroughly, but like I watch her videos and obviously she talks a lot about book tastes and what she likes in books. And it's cute when something comes up in the book and I can be like, oh, I remember when you said you liked this, or I remember when you discovered you liked this, or I remember what book you were reading where something like this happened, so maybe you got inspiration from that. I think that's really cute. Like, I really feel like I'm reading my friend's book just because I feel like I know her taste in books so intimately. So I'm having fun with it. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm in a book slump a little bit. Not because of this book, but I just finished the video where I read her 5-star book. So I was reading books very close together, very quickly, and they're very different books, so I was like ping-ponging around. Like, I feel like I got book whiplash. And to be fair, I haven't read a book this year that was not part of a challenge or for a video, which is fine because every time I pick up a book and don't record it, I'm like, oh, I wish I was recording this. So I'm kind of just trying to include most things. And that's not always going to be a structured video with this like specific theme, which is kind of what this week is. We'll see what book I read after this, and that's going to determine what book like kind of video this is. But I feel like I'm in a book slump. I also feel like I feel very like blah lately. Like, I feel like I've been having this wave of like, I wouldn't say full-fledged depression and I wouldn't say full-fledged anxiety. I just feel very like meh, you know? So I'm thinking I literally just now this week brought my Christmas presents home from my mom's house, and in the stocking that she gave me was like a face mask. And I don't do those a ton, but I feel like, you know, I just like washed my hair. I think it'd be nice to like maybe do like a face mask and just kind of relax. Not like I haven't been relaxing for days. Hi. I might try to read a little bit more tonight. I feel like I read for almost 2 hours outside earlier, and that was nice because it feels so good outside. It went from being frigid to being kind of hot this week, and then it started raining, so now it's like a comfortable fresh air outside. I'm like curious to see what direction I'm going to go after this book. Am I going to keep going romance and make this a romance reading vlog, or am I gonna go completely different? I also forgot to say, my mom, that little heifer, I obviously took this book to work when I was helping her at her store, and she was with me when I went and got this book. She knows who Haley is, she knows who Ryan is, because me and my mom love Joyride. So she knew who wrote this book, and that I'm really trying to just lock in and write mine. I've been on and off with what I want to be my debut book. I've been on and off writing that book for like 8 years, and I have such a loving relationship with it. And then I've drafted a bunch of other books, but then I like psych myself out and make myself feel guilty for like abandoning the first one. It's the whole thing. My mom left this little note in here, and I didn't see it for like days. I love my mom. That little asshole. I'm emotional right now. I don't know why. Oh, freaking Mercury retrograde is happening, isn't it? That makes a lot of sense. I have no idea what that is.
Didn't have a clue. And love was just a game. Wore my heart on my sleeve. Nothing scared me anyway. Nothing could ever break me. Now I'm falling down. Thought I'd have it figured out by now. But I'm not fine. 30, should do it with grace, but I'm not okay. Still the world keeps turning.
Okay, I finished the book. This book was really cute. It was a really easy, quick read, and I said it already, but it's so funny to kind of know an author's taste and then see what they incorporate in a book. So I just hit myself with it. I am like so proud of her. And you know what's ironic is because I just read a lot of her 5-star books. It was my last video that I did where I was like reading Haley Pham's 5-star books, and knowing kind of when, I know that she'd been working on this book for a while, but I know that she really started documenting it in California. I think that's when she like really locked in on it. And it's kind of interesting to see the books she read around that time and kind of see things that I feel like inspired it. I don't know that for sure, but anyway, now we gotta pick another book because I go out of town in soon, the day after tomorrow, and I'd rather stay home, but yeah. Okay, so here's my dilemma, right? I kind of want to read King of Wrath by Anna Huang, but I also thought about just reading something on my Kindle, and I really do want to keep reading the Ruthless Boys series, but I also really want to read another Anna Huang book, and I just don't know what to do. I really don't know what I want to do, but I kind of feel like I want to take a bath tonight, so I feel like I kind of want to start the book tonight. I don't know. So difficult having free will and hobbies. Good news. Got a very good job. I have 2 jobs again. That's okay. This is and I haven't even started yet, but this will be like the most amount of money, like hourly, that I have ever made. Oh gosh, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna jinx it. I will talk about it. Let's be honest. I'm a certified yapper. Anyway, I'm gonna pick a book to read. I don't know if that'll be tonight, but I'm really indecisive, and it could be more different. I'm either reading book, romance, ha ha ha, Kindle, fantasy romance, ha ha. I think I'm losing my mind.
I need a break. I can't escape myself. This roller coaster of
Okay, hi guys. It's been a couple days. Ah! Okay, it's been a couple days. I think I finally decided what I'm gonna read next, and that's because I've already started reading it. And I fear I'm in a reading slump. It's not because of a particular book. I think I've been busy, and to be quite frankly, for some reason, I might have mentioned this already or in another video. I know I have. I've been working on the same story on and off for like 8 years. And then I remember when a couple weeks ago, I sat down to work on it. I wrote a page and then sat there and drafted like a whole nother book, and I've like made so much progress in that book in comparison or in like the easiness in which it's just like flowing from my mind. So I've been kind of locked in on that. I also was out of town this weekend. And I started a new job Wednesday. I have not even talked about that yet. I'm going to go into more detail in my Healing Diaries video that's going to come out later. But I have a job. Like, I mean, I have had jobs and I still have a job now, but like this job, I hope all goes well. I will be making over $10 more an hour than I was at my last job. And that's not to say I'm making like insane money. My last job was like just kind of terrible pay, but like that's crazy, right? That's crazy. That's a big jump. I don't want to jinx anything. I gotta stop talking about it. Anyway, another thing, when I went out of town this weekend, on my drive I'm doing a reread of Lights Out, even though I literally read it a couple months ago. I read the physical copy the first time, but I had heard before, but already owned the book, so read it that way, that the audiobook was super, super funny. And being as my name is Allie and I have a cat named Fred, I just wanted to hear the audiobook, you know what I mean? Anyway, in all honesty, I wanted something that I could put on the background when I was going for a walk or cleaning, especially cleaning, where I didn't have to pay full attention to it, which is why I reread the Harry Potter books a lot when I just listen to the audiobooks, because if I don't hear a sentence or if I don't hear 2 minutes of it, I still know what happens, you know? So I needed something that I could listen to that also wasn't just like brain numbing YouTube like stuff. So I wanted to pick an audiobook, so I picked one that I'd already read, and I knew that I eventually wanted to reread Lights Out but do the audiobook, so that's what I listened to this weekend. And whenever I'm cleaning, I listen to that, and now I'm almost done with it again. My friend Lauren sent me pictures of, I think Books A Million has a bunch of Lights Out merch, which I had to special order a couple months ago, and now Books A Million has it and has even more stuff. So I'm about to hop my little booty over to, I'm about to hop over to Books A Million and see what they have to offer me. Oh, right. I did decide to pick up the next book in the Ruthless Boys series, which I think this one's called Broken Fae. It's the 4th book, and there's only 5 in the series, which is scary to me. But I made myself pick it up because I really, really have been wanting to jump back into Zodiac Academy, and I think I just need to keep going with Ruthless Fae, because I'm not going to pick up Zodiac Academy again until I've read Ruthless Fae, so I need to finish it. But I thought I was going to do so much reading this weekend, did none. Thought I was going to read at work today, read a chapter. Worked on my book. Get yourself together. Except I am getting myself together because I got a good job, I think. This is a terrible reading vlog. I'm pretty sure so far I've just talked in this video. I don't know if there's actually been anything. I'm so sorry. You know what? We're just gonna roll into like me not talking for a minute. Give you a little break. Little break. Okay, go. Sorry. I got a lot of stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna do a haul. It's fine. I kind of want to go back and get one other thing. They had like this little tumbler. I kind of want to go back and get it. But I was just sitting in my car because, like I said, I'm doing the audiobook for this. And I went through and I looked at both of the narrators' other like works because I really like their voices. I find like I'm so picky about audiobooks because of the narrators. So when I find one that I like, it almost makes me try books that I've seen before but don't really know if I have an interest in reading because I liked the books or I like the narrators. And you know what's crazy is this book is not new, but the Priest series by Sierra Simone. I love those books and I don't know why, especially the first. Like I love Josh and Poppy. Her name's Poppy, right? Yeah, not Josh. Maybe his name is Josh. It's been a long time since I read it. I've met Sierra Simone. I like her. I love the Priest series. And they are co-stars in that book too. Downloaded it. Because I knew that I always wanted to listen to the audiobook of that too eventually. And I've already read that book twice. I am not a dark romance or like a niche dirty romance person. But every once in a while I find one and I'm obsessed with it. Not to mention, I literally just said that I chose to read Broken Fae, and now all I can think about is reading Caught Up, which is the... No. Which one is the next one? All I can think about is reading the next book in the Lights Out series now. And now I'm like, do I pause Broken Fae and read that? I don't like pausing books because it feels like I'm DNFing it, and then it feels like I don't like it, but I do like it, if that makes sense. I don't know! But I literally went to Books A Million to get these, and they were like, oh, we're literally about to put the merch out for the third book. I'm like, bestie, I haven't even read the second book, and there was no merch for the second book. They're like, no, there's literally like 2 things. When does the third book come out? I forgot. Let me just put all of my stuff down. Get yourself together. Come on, Abby. Get your crap together, my guy. All right. Hello, can you chill, please? Let me see when the next one comes out. It's in March. It's almost Snoot's birthday. Oh my gosh. Let me just see when this comes out. Let me just double check. March 31st. I have a couple days. It's March 19th right now. Okay, yeah, the next one's caught up and then it's game on. I was right. I thought I confused them for a second, but why do I love this book so much? Sometimes I will get absolutely obsessed with the book and I don't even know. Like, I can't explain it. I think in my little pea brain I know why, but I cannot explain it. You know when you just, like, legitimately care about, like, the characters? You know what? It's not even just that. It's so much more and I can't get into it. Leave me and my pea brain alone. Okay? Snoot! Snoot! Yeah, and then March 24th is Snoot's Got You Day. So we gotta celebrate that. Oh, here you are. You heard your name. It's almost Snoot Day, Snoot Day. You are so difficult to hold, Snoot. Can they see you? Show them your head. Oh, okay. Snoot is so funny because he always wants attention. He wants you looking at him. He wants you touching him. He wants you to pet him. He wants everything from you. But he turns into a wiggly little worm as soon as you hold him. I'm gonna hold him again. I want you to see his cute little face. That perfect little face. Oh my gosh, stop! And you're gonna walk right back up to my leg and ask for pets. See? Why do you think I can keep grabbing him? And look at his little belly. You're so cute, Snoot. You're so cute, my sweet baby. It's almost Snoot Day, Snoot Day. You're so small. You're such a small little boy. All right, I love Ruthless Boys, and I know I'm gonna love the book. But I think where my problem is I'm getting standoffish because it's getting close to the end of the series and I am a terrible series finisher. So I just want to read something else. Okay. I am so sorry. I have done nothing but yap in this video. I feel like I'm in a slump, and I also have been having like pretty bad anxiety recently. And I think a lot of that is because of this past weekend and then like just a culmination of other stuff. And I start a new job tomorrow. So I should be like really, I should be nervous for it, but I should be really happy because I have been waiting to find a new job that didn't have any connections to anybody or like old coworkers. And like, I feel like my last couple years worth of jobs, like I've always known someone or there was like some kind of connection, and I'm happy that this is like a clean slate and it pays so much. This is the most I'll ever be making at a job. I should be so happy this week, and instead I've been like so blah, not wanting to do anything, barely read. I will say I read quite a bit of Broken Fae today and it's starting to get good. Not that it was never good, but like this is a big reason why sometimes I struggle with series, is hopping back in to the beginning is sometimes difficult to me, because you know how like the end of a book and everything, it goes like this, and then when it's a series you have to go back down to So plot twist, I'm going back to Books A Million today because there was more stuff that I did want from the Lights Out merch stuff that I ended up putting on hold, so I'm gonna go back. That was my neck. I'm so old. I'm so old. Sorry, this video has absolutely sucked. All I've done is talk and like complain that I don't want to do booky things. I did get a little bit done in my book today. I finished chapter 2 and started chapter 3. I think I'm gonna do a like writing vlog, which I've been wanting to start a writing diaries, but again, I kept not doing it because I felt like I wasn't making progress in my other book, and now I've started a whole new one where like I'm making a ton of progress, and I'm so mad at myself but like happy at the same time because I think the story just came out of left field. And it's like a little spoiler here. The one that I've been writing for the last like 2 weeks is a like mystery thriller, which I always would like, I always wanted to write one day, but I just didn't think that I could, like I didn't have the capacity, like I don't know, like I like thrillers because I like being shocked, and I don't know if I have like in my brain to make shocking stuff. But I think when I write any other story, I always center it around a big plot twist anyway, so I just have to add like a lot more suspense, and it's not as bad as I thought. So I'm actually really enjoying it, and I really like it so far. But hold on. Bye. Okay, I have a couple updates about Ruthless Boys, Broken Fae. It gets confusing, okay? And then it's a very special fun night because it is someone's got you day. So we're gonna do cake and presents like I do for all of them. For my sweet Snoot. He's the wiggliest cat in the world, and he's impossible to hold because he just wiggles. Snoot Day is gonna be after this clip, but I wanted to talk about Broken Fae for a second. I had faith that I would like the series because they are the authors of Zodiac Academy, but like I feel like fully attached now. And this book for me is like I'm just over 50% of the way right now, but right now I am so locked in on the Gabriel and Ryder friendship because I already liked Dante and Leon being friends, or like Leon being kind of friends with everyone. But I'm like eating up the Ryder and Gabriel friendship. I've always liked the guys, and I've really liked some of them, but like I love the guys this book around. And again, I think I've always loved them, but you know what I mean? Like I feel so attached to them this time, like attached. And I really like, I think a big thing for me with like why I'm enjoying the friendship between Ryder and Gabriel is because I don't think that's the one that I would have pictured happening. And they both are having this like slow realization that like they may want to change their fates and their lives. And it's in a much more realistic way where I feel like some stories and stuff is like, okay, I want friends and I'm gonna go make friends now. Like you're actually getting to see like the slow realization and almost like the envy that they have towards other people that have those things. Like it's not happening too quick. And I love a good love story, but like a friendship story is so beautiful to me, especially because there are just so many main characters. And I do like that they, like the fact that there are 4 love interests and the main character, and you get, plus the brother, you have so many storylines that are so unique to each one. I'm like, okay, pop off. Love it. And then yesterday I made it to the chapter where the whole reason this book is happening, the whole reason that Elise is at Aurora Academy is like kind of in question now, but I don't want to get my hopes up because I feel like, I don't know if, you know what I mean? Like I hope the Gareth chapter that happened around the 50% mark is not like a false hope thing, but I'm not going to let myself hope for it because in my mind it's kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to celebrate Snoot Day and have our little cat cake. Snoot, how long have we been family? I think I got him in like 2020, 2021, and he was like a year old then. Little baby, come here. It's not your birthday. Get down. Birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Okay, Snoot, you get the first lick. Good job. You want to see? Fuck you, pig! Come here. Snoot, it's your turn. Alright, I'm like 60% done with Broken Fae, and for days I've been sitting at that point, like at like a moment where I like really wanted to keep reading, and then I got sidetracked like 3 days in a row with things, and then I drove all the way to work today, got there, was there for maybe 5-10 minutes, and they were like, hey, so nothing's gonna happen tonight, we're gonna let you go, so sorry that you drove all the way here. So to like everyone's big surprise, I have my Saturday night off, and I think I want to play like a little bit of video games, but my goal is I have the rest of my Saturday night. It's not even, it's like 5:30, 5 o'clock. I have the rest of my Saturday night and all day tomorrow, and I would like to finish Broken Fae. This has been a terrible video, by the way. I've also been like really stressy depressy. I'm putting a little bow on my emotions by saying stressy depressy, but like I've been bad. Like bad enough that I literally said that and my eyes are like watering up. Oh, did I sit on you? I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, I sat on you. But why did both of you lay down right next to me when I did that? Did you have a good burpee? A good birthday? I love you, sweet boy. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna game for a little bit, and then I would like to read. And then I can't believe after this, I'm only gonna have one book left in the Ruthless Boys series. That's insane. And then nothing is stopping me from continuing Zodiac Academy, and I don't know if I'm ready for that, but I also don't know if I can just not do it. You know what I mean? I love Zodiac. But I've taken kind of a break in Zodiac Academy, one, to read the series, and two, just because Zodiac Academy is probably the most heavily annotated series and book that I've ever done. So it turns into quite like a tedious thing to like load all of my like annotation stuff up and like do anything if I'm not sitting like at my dining room table to read, which is not a comfortable place to read by any means. So I've taken like a little break from Zodiac Academy, and I'm like, I really kind of just want to go back and reread the books I have read, but I'm not going to. I won't do it. I won't do it. I'll wait. And then, ironically enough, in the last video, I think, yeah, my last video was reading Haley Pham's 5 stars, and then this video started out with me reading her book, and then ironically, also during this video, I went and bought, like, I got the special edition of Better Than the Movies, which was a book that I read in that video, and then I got the sequel to Red Rising, which was another book I read in that video, because I rated this 5 stars, Red Rising anyway. I think it's more like 4 stars for me, but I'm not going to change my rating. It is what it is. I do want to keep going. I'm very curious. There are some things that I didn't love about Red Rising, but there's some things that I really liked, and I want to keep going with the series. And it ends, I think the last book comes out like in July. I have a couple months to catch up to be completely ruined at the end. So, also, I know like I don't get a lot of views on this video, but if you want to comment like video ideas or stuff, like please do, because I feel like I've gone like back to back doing really big videos, and I had been wanting to film like videos that were like taking like over a month to film, and so like they were taking up a lot of time to do, and they come out and then I need like a video the next week. So like the only thing that I'm not a big fan of is like, well, I love doing 24-hour challenges, but I won't do them anymore. I've recorded 3 different 24-hour challenges, and something like legitimately like in my life, I don't even mean in the video, has like gone wrong in the midst of those. So I won't do them anymore. I think they're cursed for me. So I won't do that. Any other video, feel free to comment. I have a couple ideas that I'll probably do the next couple weeks. So, by the way, for anybody that has read Broken Fae, the part that I'm at is right after where Elise and Ryder went to visit her mom for, what holiday is it? Fall or something? Some holiday. Anyway, I can't believe I got ready and went all the way to work. Like, I even straightened my hair. I don't have a ton to say about the book because one, and two, this is the 4th book in a series out of 5, so I can't like say that much.
However, I finally did get to, the fandom has a couple things they like to talk about with this series, and one that being a Victoria sponge cake. Yeah, I finally got to that part. My face while reading that, I was like this, I was like... And then I got to the little Ryder funny top hat thing, which... cute. I love Ryder. I do. Never really anticipated loving Ryder that much. But like I said, I think my favorite thing about this book specifically is like the friendships between the guys. Like the guys, like I understand if I say like, oh, the guys carried this book, it's like, yeah, they're the love interests in all of the books. They carry them all. They do. But I think the relationships that they build within just them. Okay, I do have like 2 notes that I took earlier today. Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. If you don't know anything about Zodiac Academy, Zodiac Academy is one of my favorite series of all time. And it's kind of like this thing where it's like, hey, if you are enjoying the first couple books of this, stop. Like if you think like, oh yeah, like I get to read like the author's backlog and stuff, like you're supposed to stop and read like the entire prequel series, which is Ruthless Fae, before you continue to like on the 3rd, 4th, I think it's before the 4th book of Zodiac Academy. Not positive because I definitely didn't know that until after I'd already read it. You don't have to. It just makes like the big twists like that much better. And to be fair, there is a character that is pretty prominent in Zodiac Academy that is from Ruthless Boys. And I understand that you're supposed to read Ruthless Boys first, but I feel like I almost had a bigger attachment to them knowing what I already knew. And I really am curious how much we're going to get into that in the last book of the Ruthless Boys series. But basically, you have Ruthless Boys, this series, set in so-and-so. 5 years later, Zodiac Academy. 5 years after that, Darkmoor Penitentiary. The way that this book alone made me like really debate like how in order do I want to read these, like chronologically. Like my mind and my heart say do it chronologically, but I just want to read Darkmoor. Okay, so I knew that Rory and Rosalie were in it. I had no idea about Ethan. Sorry, spoiler. And I was like, he's being talked about a lot in this book for a reason. He's either gonna like he's gonna be big, and now I know why. Eating it up. I wish you had seen my reaction when I read the author's note at the end, because like that's where I found out that Ethan was in Darkmoor, because it they like talked about it, and that when I saw his name I literally went I was at work. Anyway, speaking of author's notes at the end, so much crazy shit happened in this book that they had to do an author's note at the end, and it literally said, don't worry, we just want to say a couple things, like this is a, you know, a happily ever after, and then in parentheses it says for everyone that survives anyway. What and like some other crazy stuff in the book, like oh yeah, the authors were like trying to explain some choices they made, and were like, yeah, we don't know why we did that, but like the Victoria sponge cake. Anyway, it all started to click when it was the heist, when they were breaking into Lionel's mansion. Lionel, if you've read Zodiac Academy, is like the villain in that book. He's also like a side villain in this series, but the way that that night played out and certain people were caught, it started to click for me. I'm like, oh. I just want to read Darkmoor right now. And in fairness, I think you can read Darkmoor and it's not as big of a but I think just in my heart I need to go chronologically. Anyway, this was a terrible reading vlog. In my defense, I started a new job. My depression has been beating me like a punching bag. And I've read only 2 books this month, which I understand for the average Geo, not bad. But I've been trying to lock in with my book videos, and quite honestly, they really help me. Like having some kind of like creative outlet, even though it's kind of like, I don't like overly edit and anything like that. It's just like sitting down and yapping. It just makes me feel better. So yeah, it's been like a really crazy, hectic really low couple of weeks, and I just did like a terrible reading vlog, but I'm still gonna upload it, and it is literally mostly me just like running my mouth, but that's fine. I think I have a couple more, I also went into this video with like zero preparation, which I think was like my own fault. I kind of was just like, oh yeah, I'll read like 3 books over the next like week and a half and upload it. Yeah, no. But I do have a couple like video ideas that have themes coming up, and so I feel like those will be a little bit, those will make more sense. And both of those, I have 2 coming up where I literally only have to film them for a day or a couple days. And they're a lot different than anything that I've done. They're not crazy by any means, they're just different, which in my mind I'm like, ugh, this is gonna be so cringy. Snoo, come here. And I also am uploading this video even though it was terrible because we got to celebrate Snoot's Got You Day, didn't we, Snoots? Over there. Yeah. I love you, sweet boy. All right, I'm leaving. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, that was the other thing about the series is if you've watched any of these videos or if you know me personally, I'm a terrible like series reader. I don't read them like back to back to back to back because I start to get claustrophobic in a world, and I personally like knowing the separation of what story happened in what book. But I'm like, I kind of want to just jump into the next Ruthless Boys, but I think I am gonna make myself wait. But the next time I'm wanting to read fantasy, I am going to pick that one up because I still am trying to get better about finishing series I'm in the middle of. So instead of picking up a new fantasy next time I'm craving fantasy, I'm just going to pick this one up. At first I thought I was just going in, and I know I was going to like it, and I was like, I'm just going to go and read this, and I won't drag my feet with it because I'm not as connected to it, and that's a big reason why I don't finish series. I'm terrified. I don't want it to end. I have grown so much more attached to these characters than I ever anticipated. This is also the first reverse harem book that I've ever read. It's not my thing. It's really not my thing. This book is my thing, however. Help me! Anyway,